was a hand-painted sign by the roadside lane, a little white store with a weather name. I stopped for a cold drink, the air was hot. You came through the door running on the spot. Then a glass slipped free from your fingertips, sweet peach soda flying from your nervous grip. It splashed my boots and the floorboards too. You looked at me like the sky fell through. You kept saying sorry, I kept trying not to laugh. Funny how forever starts with something spilling fast. Peach soda Saturday, sunlight on your freckled face, sticky boots and a heart that changed on the peach soda Saturday. You were blushing red, I was shaking my head, still smiling when I drove away from that peach soda Saturday. Now every summer when the peaches grow and the county fair puts on its annual show, I hear your voice in the midway lights like an old song drifting through July nights. There's a stain long gone from those leather boots, but I still remember every little truth. The way you laughed when the moment passed, like you already knew it would last. You kept saying sorry like it was the end of the world. I was already falling for that small town girl. Peach soda Saturday, sunlight on your freckled face, sticky boots and a heart that changed on a peach soda Saturday. You were blushing red, I was shaking my head, still smiling when I drove away from that peach soda Saturday. No fireworks, no grand parade, no perfect words were ever said. Just a roadside store, a summer day, and a memory living in my head. Peach soda Saturday, sunlight on your freckled face, sticky boots and a heart that changed on a peach soda Saturday. You were blushing red, I was shaking my head, still smiling after all these days because of that peach soda Saturday. Still smiling after all these days because of that peach soda Saturday. Past the grain silos in the water tower, down a gravel road lined with cedar flowers. There was a faded truck losing paint and time, half in the weeds by the county line. Its windshield carried a crack like a river bend. Its radio never worked back then. But every Friday when the sun went down, that blue truck became the center of town. We weren't looking for forever, we were only killing time. But some nights stay with you long after they leave your life. In the blue truck behind Miller's barn, we rode on, shared cheap coffee and borrowed dreams. Nothing was bigger than it seemed. The stars hung low above that field, like they knew every secret we'd never reveal. If I closed my eyes, still run to the blue truck behind Miller's barn. Your boots on the dashboard singing off-key, laughing at the songs coming through the static breeze. There was a den above the passenger door I used to trace while you told me more about leaving town when the summer was done, about places we'd never seen, only heard of. Funny how the years rolled fast and far, but part of me never left that yard. Life kept pulling us forward like rivers after rain. Still some roads keep leading back to yesterday. In the blue truck behind Miller's barn, we wrote our names on a rusted arm, shared cheap coffee and borrowed dreams. Nothing was bigger than it seemed. The stars hung low above that field, like they knew every secret we'd never reveal. If I close my eyes, I still run to the blue truck behind Miller's barn. Gave up, but there's a place no time can touch, a place the years can't tear apart. And somehow that old pickup still lives, parked forever inside my heart. In the blue truck behind Miller's barn, we wrote our names on a rusted arm, shared cheap coffee and borrowed dreams. Nothing was bigger than it seemed. The stars hung low above that field, like they knew every secret we'd never reveal. If I close my eyes, I still run to the blue truck behind Miller's barn, past the grain silos and the water tower. I still see it every now and then, that blue truck behind Miller's barn, waiting for us again. First cold morning after harvest time, frost on the mailbox, silver white shine. The fields lay quiet beyond the creek, nothing much changes around here in winter weeks. Then I saw it rising through the pale gray sky, crooked ribbon slowly drifting by. And before a single word was said, I knew what season was ahead. Smoke from Jenny's chimney climbing through the pine tree air tells the whole town somebody's home even before they get there. Kids come back from cities, old dogs starts serving cinnamon pie. Folks pull old wool jackets from the closet line. Pickup headlights glow along County Road 3 like memories coming back to visit me. The church bell echoes across the snow, and every face becomes one I know. Funny how one simple thing can say everybody's finding their way. Smoke from Jenny's chimney, climbing through the pine tree air, tells the whole town somebody's home even before they get there. Kids come back from cities, old dogs bark at passing cars. Smoke from Jenny's chimney means we're never too far. Some people follow oceans, some chase distant lights, but this little town keeps waiting through every winter night. And all it takes is one thin line floating above the trees to remind us where the heart goes when the world gets hard to read. Smoke from Jenny's chimney, rising soft against the dusk, like a hand wave from a front porch saying, come back when you must. The years may keep on turning like the wheels on passing cars, but smoke from Jenny's chimney still points me where you are. Smoke from Jenny's chimney, fading through the evening stars, still points me where you are. Dashboard glow, no real destination, nowhere we had to go. The winds cracked open to the evening air, your hair kept dancing everywhere. A paper cup rolling across the seat, old tires humming to a lazy beat. The town disappeared in the rearview glass, and neither of us wanted to ask how far this road might last. Quarter tank of gas, full heart riding fast, two hands on the wheel. One moment we could feel no map, no plan, just you and this land. Quarter tank of gas, full heart. The radio found an old your place. Quarter tank of gas, full heart riding fast. Two hands on the wheel, one moment we could feel. No map, no plan, just you and this land. Quarter tank of gas, full heart. Tank of gas, full heart. Mama kept a garden by the old fence line. Rows so straight, they looked like they were drawn. But every spring a patch of yellow blooms would show up where they didn't belong. She'd smile and leave them growing there, reaching through the dusty air, never asking for permission, never trying to fit in. Some things aren't meant to follow lines, some hearts aren't built that way. Wildflowers don't apologize for growing where the good rain falls. They don't ask the roses why, they stand a little taller than them all. The wind can bend them overnight, but they still greet the morning light. Wildflowers don't apologize, and neither do I. Spent too many years changing my colors, trying to be what everybody liked, laughing when I didn't mean it, keeping quiet when I knew I was right. Now the mirror feels a little clearer, the voice inside a little easier. Turns out being yourself is lighter than carrying someone else. Some roads don't need a destination to know they're headed home. Wildflowers don't apologize for growing where the good rain falls. They don't ask the roses why, they stand a little taller than them all. The wind can neither do I. No, neither do I. Right before the sun, same old bell rings, same old morning runs. Mrs. Kelly waves from the corner store, knows everybody walking through her door. The barber hums a song from '98 while trimming down a fading shape, and nothing here is trying to be new, but somehow everything feels true. It's not a place you chase for fame, but it knows every face by name. Little town hallelujah, where the Sunday light falls slow, where everybody says they knew you, even if you just moved in last fall ago. Cars move like they got nowhere to go, front porch radio singing low. Little town hallelujah, that's the only life I know. Little town hallelujah, yeah, it always pulls me through you. Kids ride bikes down Maple Street, same cracked sidewalk, same old beat. Dogs bark at the mail truck sound like it's the biggest news in town. The diners serve the same two pies, cherry red and apple skies, and every story that you hear has been told 1,000 years. Nothing here is fast or loud, but it's honest in the crowd. Little town hallelujah, where the Sunday light falls slow, where everybody says they knew you, even if you just moved in last fall ago. Cars move like they got nowhere to go, front porch radio singing low. Little town hallelujah, that's the only life I know. Hey, hey, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Maybe I'll leave someday, chase the noise and city lights, but I know I'll hear this place in every quiet night. Little town hallelujah, where the stars hang low and wide, where every goodbye feels like it's just to see you next time. The porch lights start to glow like they already know. Little town hallelujah, you're never really alone. Hey, hey, oh. Hey, hey, oh. Little town hallelujah. She don't need a runway light to walk like she owns the night. Coffee in a paper cup, don't care who's looking up. Hair tied back, no apology. She laughs like it's gravity, pulling every room she's in like it was made for her skin. They talk, but she don't turn around. She's got her own kind of sound. Everything's better in boots, dust on the floor, truth in the roots. She don't chase what people choose. She makes her own rules, strutting through the noise and smoke like the world is just a joke. Everything's better in boots, yeah, that's the truth. Better in boots. move with confidence. Had a face, it walked the same damn place. No permission, no excuse. She just steps and breaks the rules they watch, but she don't slow down. She's the fire in this town. Everything's better in boots. Dust on the floor, truth in the roots. She don't chase what people choose. She makes her own rules, strutting through the noise and smoke like the world is just a joke. Everything's better in boots. Yeah, that's the truth. If they try to dim her light, she just walks into the night. And every step she takes turns wrong into right. Everything's better in boots. Dust on the floor, truth in the roots. She don't chase what people choose. She makes her own rules, strutting through the noise and smoke like the world is just a joke. Everything's better in boots. Yeah, that's the truth. Better in boots. There was a time I stopped believing light, closed every window, locked every fight. Even mornings felt too loud, like I was buried under sound. But somehow in the quiet air, something small was waiting there. A flicker in the dark I missed, like a secret I had dismissed. You don't notice it at first, when the world is at its worst. Firefly heart, still glowing in the dark, even after all the breaking, even after all the scars. It doesn't ask permission, it doesn't need a start, just keeps on shining softly. That firefly heart. I used to think I had to be some perfect version they could see, but every mask I tried to wear just made me feel less there. Now I walk a little slower, let the silence take me over, and in that space I finally found a reason to turn around. You don't see it right away, but it never went away. Firefly heart, still glowing in the dark, even after all the breaking, even after all the scars. It doesn't ask permission, it doesn't need a start, just keeps on shining softly. That firefly still becoming whole again. Firefly heart, still glowing in the dark. Not because it has to, but because it knows it's art. Through every lost direction, through every fallen part, it always finds its way back. That firefly heart, still glowing, still here. County Road 9 runs out of town, where the streetlights slowly thin out. One last pole flickers alone, like it's trying to hold its own. I kept driving with no real plan, hands steady but I don't understand why every mile feels like a sign, pointing somewhere I can't define. The mirror shows what I can't say, 1,000 reasons to stay the same. The last light at County Road 9 was burning like a warning sign. Stay or go, I had to choose between the life I knew and something I can't explain. Somewhere beyond the rain, the last light at County Road 9 was asking me to decide. Radio faded into static low, like it didn't want to let me go. Fields on both sides turned to black, no way forward, no way back. I thought about every road I'd crossed, every moment I almost got lost, and how the safest path I knew still didn't feel like truth. Sometimes silence speaks so loud, it cuts right through the crowd. The last light at County Road 9 was burning like a warning sign. Stay or go, I had to choose between the life I knew and something I can't explain. Somewhere beyond the rain, the last light at County Road 9 was asking me to decide. Like a weight you can't confess. The last light at County Road 9 slowly fading out of sight. I turn the wheel into the dark, following my own spark. No answers left to find, just the road I left behind. The last light at County Road 9 was the last time I looked back. County Road 9, disappearing into night. fence was leaning like it knew my name, wood soaked in years of sun and rain. I lay back on the truck bed paint, counting stars I couldn't explain. The night was wide, but I felt small, like I was standing inside it all. Every breath I tried to take sounded like a world about to break. You said nothing had to stay, but silence said it anyway. We drew our names between the fence-post constellations, like the sky was listening to our conversations. Every light above us burning slow, like it already knew we'd go. And in that space between goodbye and never, we stayed there forever. We drew our names between the fence-post constellations and called it home. The grass was cold against my skin, like it was holding everything within. Your shadow traced the Milky Way, like it might not fade away. We never talked about the end, just let the night pretend that every road we'd ever take was something we could still remake. Some moments don't need sound to keep from falling down. We drew our names between the fence-post constellations, like the sky was listening to our conversations. Every light above us burning slow, like it already knew we'd go. And in that space between goodbye and never, we stayed there forever. We drew our names between the fence-post constellations and called it home. If I ever lose my way, I'll go back to that place where the night didn't ask for reasons and time forgot my face. We drew our names between the fence-post constellations. No map, no rules, no explanations, just two hearts under endless skies, learning how to say goodbye. And if I close my eyes, I still remember that moment frozen in forever. We drew our names between the fence-post constellations and let them go. We drew our names